Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you wherever you are across the world. Welcome to Live a Phenomenal Life Show with Madame Merola. And yes, you guessed right, I am Madame Merola, the host of this show. It is so great to be with you all again. Wow, the month of March is about to end. When did we all say Happy New Year in 2022? And already the third month is about to end, and we're entering the month of April. So, meaning the first quarter is about to be rounded up. Time flies and waits for no one, right? So, well, I hope you are making the best use of your time. Why? Because you know what we say that is the most precious commodity you have that you can never ever get back once it's gone. So time does not wait for you. Time is something you have to keep on showing up and utilizing to the best of your ability. So good to have you all here again. Season 5, episode 24. And I have a guest with me today for this episode. Her name is Esesua Adeyemi. And we are going to be talking about changing your perspective to overcome life's challenges. It is awesome, awesome, awesome to have you guys here with me on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So as you're logging in, say hello to me. And also, you'll get the chance to say hello to my guest, Esesua Adeyemi, as we get to bring her on in a very short moment. So I hope you guys are doing great. I hope you guys have been having a phenomenal time. Yes, I know life has challenges. Some things are not going the way you planned. And that's why we choose to have this topic to round up the month of March, which has also been about international women's advancements, awareness, and empowerment. And we just want to look at some of the challenges that women in particular are facing, which can also be non-gender specific, to be able to ask ourselves that how exactly have we been managing or confronting all the challenges that we face in life, and could it be that it is our perspective about some of these things that we are facing that needs to be changed so that we can become overcomers. All right. So we're going to get into that. So, what is your one word for the week? That is something that we do as a staple here on the show. We always ask you to have one word that you'll be able to use as your anchor to ensure that you meet your goals, you stay focused, and you keep on moving towards the direction of your vision in life. So I would love to hear what your one word is. If you have it already, share it with me, and I will share mine just before I bring on my guest, and then we will read the affirmations of the day. So, what is your one word, guys? I'm excited. I'm always excited anyway, because as I say, that life, you have to choose the attitude that you bring to the forefront at every given time. It's not that everything in life is always perfect. It's not that every time you feel good, but you have to be intentional about bringing those kind of emotions to the forefront, because that's how the kind of energy you bring will also predetermine what you attract to you. So if you don't want to attract the negative things in life, you don't want to attract the kind of people that are going to be downers, or are going to be those that are going to want to tell you that your dreams are not able to come to pass, then make sure that you also align your attitude with the kind of things and the kind of people you want to attract in life. Like attracts like. So if you want people to like you, better make sure you're a likable person. You're someone full of positive attitude and positive energy. So I'm waiting to get to know what your one word of the week is as you guys are logging on. And once again, hello to those of you on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. This is Live a Phenomenal Life Show with Madame Merola, season 5, episode 24, with my guest Esesua Adeyemi, who is going to be joining me on the screen in just about a minute or two. So, do you guys want to know what my one word of the week is? Yes, you want to know? Okay, I'll still keep it as a suspense while I bring on my guest Esesua Henrietta Adeyemi. How can I call her Adesua? Someone that I've known for such a long time. Please put up your emojis and your virtual hand clap for my dear friend, sister Esesua Adeyemi. Woohoo!
Yay! So Merola, I wasn't
Esesua,
wrong.
oh
If
my
you call
God, I
Adesua the
called you
same thing.
Adesua for a second.
No, they're the same. They actually mean the same thing. So they both mean the same thing. Adesua is Benin, Esesua is Ora.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I said they mean the same thing. Esesua is Ora, Adesua is Benin. So you didn't make any mistake.
Okay, your network is a bit spotty, so I'm not hearing you.
Okay, so I was saying that you called me the Benin version. Esesua and Adesua are the same thing.
Hello,
I
Esesua.
can hear
I can't
you.
hear you at all.
Oh my, and I can hear you.
Okay. Your network is spotty and you're muted now. So you need to unmute and then try again. Your network is a bit spotty. So it's your words are going in and out.
So can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Excellent. I can
Hello.
hear you now. I can hear you now.
Oh, so I was saying that you called with the same name, just with a different. Yeah, so I was like, you're forgiven. You called with the same name, just that different, same meaning, different town. So Adeswa is Benin, Eseswa is Ora.
Sorry.
Hello, Mirola. Okay, so can you hear me now?
It's going in and out. So I barely heard you, but I heard you say that same name, just different towns. So Adesu and Esesu are basically the same names, but just from different tribes. Okay. So you're muted again. So hopefully, let's pray for the network to be stable enough because it's going in and out when you speak. So hopefully, it would be better in a few minutes as you stay on. So please stay unmuted so it's easier for me to know whether it's because you're muted. That's why I'm not hearing you, but your network is a bit spotty, so it's a bit difficult to hear your words sometimes. But we're gonna get through this, and we're gonna pray that God sees the airwaves and holds it
The
stable for us to
network.
be able to hear you and have an enlightening
Yeah.
conversation to get that. Okay. Once again, welcome to everyone that is joining us. And as you see, I have my wonderful, wonderful friend and sister here on the screen with me, Esesua Adeyemi. So let me read very briefly just a short part of her bio, and then we would start with the affirmations of the day. And I'll still share my one word. I haven't forgotten, okay? So, as I said, her name is Esesua Henrietta Adeyemi. She's a passionate entrepreneur who has an innate passion for networking and marketing, a passion that gave birth to her company, Just Ask Saisy Enterprise, a business consultancy and publicity company. She's also a passionate coach and mentor, a female compare in the same city as me, Abuja, FCT, Nigeria. She is the mother of three amazing, amazing guys. You know, they're not even, I can't even call them children. They're literally adults, you know. So she's got three amazing children, two boys and a girl, you know, and I just want to describe her as the way she's put it here. Esesua is an energetic, business minded, competent, passionate, and empathetic individual who ensures quality programming and staffing. She is a chartered accountant with 21 years post university experience in diverse industries, ranging from photography, banking, education to public relation and media industry. Stacey's home and after school hours earned a Goldman Sachs scholarship to obtain a certificate in entrepreneurial management. She's an alumni of the Pan Atlantic University in affiliation with the Lagos Business School. She is a life member of the Enterprise Development Center, empowered with the principles of business management. She's an assistant manager in a very successful photographic studio where she's learned firsthand excellent customer skills and marketing. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on screen once again with me, Esesua Henrietta Adeyemi, aka Saisy. So, sis, so
So,
thank you so much for being here today. It's such
yeah,
an honor
my
to have you.
pleasure. Pleasure, my pleasure, my pleasure.
Awesome. So as you see,
Someone's saying that you can't hear me clearly. I've tried two different networks. Don't know what's happening
no, they said
today.
can hear you clearly. Can.
Oh, can hear.
So
Oh, so that's nice. So that's nice. Nice to hear that. That's nice. Okay. Okay. So
fantastic.
chief operating officer for the studio you talked about, not assistant manager. So I
You are
do
what?
all the operations for the studio.
Oh, fantastic.
It's my pleasure, Merola. Super excited to be here.
Thank you. So, do you want to share with us your own one word for the week? Because I was asking people to share the one word for the week. So, what is your one word that you want to use
So
as your anchor for the
this
week?
one word just follows me every week. I'm telling you. And that word is gratitude. Yep. So my
Okay, I
one
lost
word
you
for the
again.
week is gratitude. Oh, I said my
Gratitude.
one word follows me every other week. It's so hard to throw it away because it's just what has kept me going, and that is gratitude.
I love it. Gratitude is an essential thing for us to have in life. Thank you so much for sharing that. So, I've been holding out on mine. So, I'm just going to say what mine is for this week. My one word for the week is faith. And it's based on the scripture
Mm,
that it is impossible for us to be able to attain certain things in life if we don't have faith. They say faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And many things are going on in life right now that it requires faith for us to still hang on to our dreams, to hang on to our goals, to hang on to our aspiration. So my one word for this week is faith. Faith to keep on believing that those dreams and visions and goals that I want to attain are still possible. So my one word for the week is faith. So if I join that with Esesua's one word gratitude, so I am grateful for the faith that I still have to hold
faithfulness.
on to the
Yeah.
promises of God for my life. So that is basically a great way to be able to coin it. I am grateful to still have unshakable faith in the promises of
Yeah.
God for my life. So I think that is just the only word I can use for this week because, as you know, we're in the same state. There's just too many challenges externally going on that are affecting us, affecting the things that we want to do. But we need faith and also the act of gratitude to keep on saying that as long as we're alive, as long as we have our wits with us, we have the opportunity
Everything.
to still be able to overcome whatever challenges and still to be able to smash our goals without anything holding us back, notwithstanding all the things going on externally around us. So thank you so much for sharing your one word. Okay, so I've got more comments here. Blessed morning and hello, Esesua, praying with you for good connection and the usual phenomenal show. Thank you so much, Irie Rev. Okay, so so now I've got the cards out already. I've shuffled them, so I'm going to pick five of them to read randomly, and then we will get Eseswa to share one with us before we get into our discussion about the topic of the day. Okay, so
Oh,
I'm picking card number three, card number four, card number five. Okay, so what do our cards say? The first one says, I am a beautiful soul and I shine my light everywhere I go. Nothing can dim the light that shines from within me. I allow my soul to sparkle. Woohoo! I love that. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, second card says, I trust my intuition. I am willing to listen to that still small voice within. I trust my spirit to guide me to the truth always. Yes, yes, yes. Third card says, I feel gigantic amount of power within me. I feel strong and bold today. I feel worthy and deserving. I feel great beyond words. Woohoo! The fourth card says, I am a dreams achiever. I am a success. I have the mindset of a successful person. Wow. And the final one says, I am prosperous in all that I do. My ideas are prosperous. My life is prosperous. And I'm able to attract prosperous experiences into my life daily.
ooh,
Wow. Awesome cards, awesome cards. So, Esesua, share yours with us, please. Esesua, can you share your favorite affirmations with us? Can you hear me? Esesua, can you hear me? Okay. I'm not sure if she can hear me. If you guys can still hear me in the audience, please let me know by just saying, yes, I can hear you so that I'll know that is from my end and I'll keep talking till she gets back. So I've shared what my one word for the week is. Michael has shared his as resilience. Assessor shared hers as gratitude. So we have a lot of one words for the week that are powerful for you to be able to adopt if you don't have any for yourself. So one word for the week is faith. Okay. So I'm just waiting to see if you guys will let me know if you can hear me. If you can hear me, please let me know because the network is quite weak today. One word for the week from me is faith, as I said. Eseswa, my guest, says hers is gratitude. Michael in the audience says his is resilience. So, what is your one word for the week? I've just finished sharing the affirmations for the day before we get the show continuing. We're just waiting for the network to behave. I believe it is a bit spotty on SSY side, but I need you to confirm that for me if you can. So if you guys can still see me and hear me, please let me know so that I will know whether it's my network that needs to be changed or SSY on. So kindly let me know. I'm going to have to Sorry, I have to use my phone to check because there's no other way for me to know if you guys can actually see me or hear me if I don't get feedback. Okay, so she's gone off completely. So I want to check if you guys can still see me because the network is just absolutely terrible at the moment. So can you guys hear me? Oh, okay. Yes, so you guys can definitely see me. So I can see it on my phone that it's working. So once again, apologies for the interruption. I'm sure she'll be back as soon as she's got our network sorted. Welcome to Live a Phenomenal Live Show with me, Madame Merola. I have my guest, Esesua Adeyemi. She's already here, but she's having network issues, so she just got booted out. But I know she's going to be back with us shortly. So we just finished sharing the affirmations of the day. So now we're going to be talking about changing your perspective to overcome life's challenges, right? And as we wait for her to come back, let's just start talking about what exactly are challenges that we face in life and how do we face them? What are the ways in which we actually look at the challenges in our life? And what lenses do we have on? Are they the right lenses that allows us to see the different sides of our challenges? Or are they just lenses that are very myopic and they are also omnidirectional? So she's back. And yes, nice to have you back, Esesua. Hello, Esesua. It's nice to have you back. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Oh my gosh.
Merola, I really don't know what's happening today.
It's part of overcoming life's challenges.
So today we're
This
going to
is a
like just
challenge.
say network stay.
Yes, and that's why I said, isn't it amazing that is when we decide to talk about overcoming life's challenges, then we have a wonderful challenge of the
Yeah, it's good
network.
to be back.
Yeah, the network is misbehaving and not allowing us to be able to have a free flow
Good to be back. Good to be
conversation.
back. So hope the network stays this time around.
Yes, we hope so
Hi,
too.
Merola. Yes, I
I can hear
can.
you. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, fantastic. So, do you want to share your affirmation with us before we
Yes, I can
continue
hear
with?
you.
Yes. Can you share your affirmation with us, please?
I can hear you.
I know you can, but I'm speaking and it seems you're not hearing the rest of the part of what I'm
Okie
saying.
dokie.
Can you
So I can
share
hear
your
you, Maria.
affirmation? Can you share your affirmation with us, please? This is interesting, right? I can hear you, but you don't seem to hear me. Can you? I'm going to type it because that might be quicker. This is amazing. Talking about challenges, and then we have crazy network challenges. This is so funny. So I was asking Esesua to share affirmation with us, and hopefully a network will allow her to be able to speak, and then we can continue. So I was saying that, so your perspective about life is how you view things, the way you look at things in life, and that also kinds of directs the way you take action and what you do with certain things that come into your life or happens to you. So that is your perspective. So you have a perspective about the way you deal with certain issues in life. You have a perspective of how you view certain people, and that affects or colors your mindset and your action, your corresponding action when certain things happen to you. So when someone speaks to you in a manner you do not like, your perspective about the situation and your perspective about how to handle such situation would determine how you respond or react. So many times in life, we've all been faced with challenges. Challenges with our health, challenges with our finances, challenges with our emotions, challenges in our relationships, challenges with everything and anything you can think about. There can be challenges because life is never a smooth sailing, right? There are always going to be moments in life whereby, even when things are good, something else will come to try and rob you of your peace or the free flow of everything that is going on. So you might end up having challenges in your marriages or in your relationship, or challenges at work, challenges in your finances, anywhere and
Cover up
anything, even
before I
with
can
your
come in.
children. Okay, you're back. Hi.
Can you imagine why is we're talking about challenge?
Yeah, I can hear
So
you.
Miriola, I'm
We can
asking
hear you.
myself, why is it today we're talking about the topic challenges that I'm now having? Did you hear that?
Yes, I did. You said, and I mentioned it before when you came back. I said, isn't it funny that we're talking about changing your perspective to overcome life's challenges, and now we're having challenges with the network, and it's not allowing me to have a free flowing
So
conversation with
the
my guests.
perspective is going to be so
And
I'm
once
grateful we
again,
started the show. We have faith that the show will continue.
mm-hmm, so it's part of it, and I think also the word that Michael gave me for his week, I'm going to borrow it as well, that resilience, because this can be disruptive and it can also throw you off your game and you end up not being able to do anything tangible. But I am going to persist and I'm going to continue. And I know that SSY is also going to persist, and we're going to have faith that her network will be stable enough for us to continue this discussion together. But notwithstanding, I'm still going to have this conversation with everybody else that is here online, and we know that we will pull through together. So, just as you can see, this is a challenge that you can have in life. We have a set time, we have a program, we've already put all the things in place to be able to have a conversation with the guests. And yet, this is a challenge that we're having with the network. So, my perspective, Esseswa's perspective, is so essential and key at this point in time, because if we choose to be flustered and say that, oh, everything is going wrong or whatever, it can affect how the show comes out. And then it's going to be a poor showing of our mindset and also our resolve to be able to overcome life's challenges. So I love the fact that this is unscripted, right? We did not know that the network was going to be this crazy, but then
Honestly, Miranda, honestly.
but then at the end of the day, that you cannot write a script to be able to talk about real life situation, and that's what we're here for, to be able to say that how do you deal with challenges that comes at you that you didn't plan for, that you did not expect. How do you deal with them, and deal with them in such a manner that you're able to overcome them with such grace, with such strength and grit. So I believe that this is a perfect example of life's challenges, because this can be very disruptive, this can be frustrating, this can also be very disappointing, because you'll be like, oh, I have all these questions I wanted to speak to Esesua about, but now I'm not able to talk to her and stuff like that. So if it is you that is facing challenges in life that just comes out of the blues, what is the mindset? What is this perspective that you hold on to? So Esesua, I hope you're going to be able to speak.
Yes, I can hear you. I need to be sure that you can hear me now.
I can hear you, sis. I can hear you. I can hear you. So if you can you share with us how you tackle life's obstacles or challenges when they come your way? Wow, this network is amazingly crazy today, isn't it? So I hope she'll be able to get back. But I'm just going to share a little bit of her story that we've not been able to hear, because she's not been able to share her backstory due to the poor network. So Eseswa, I shared with you some of her accomplishments. I beg your pardon already. She's a chartered accountant. She owns an enterprise called Just Ask Saisy, that is a service whereby she's able to give you advice on different things and also hook you up with the kind of clientele that you need for your businesses. So, what you do not know is that she's also a widow. So, about 6 years ago, she lost her husband to a freak accident in the bathroom. So, he was not sick, nothing. It was just a freak accident, and he passed away. So, she became a widow at before she was 40, with she's got three young children. They're not young, they're adults now, because her first son is graduated university and the last one is about to finish secondary school. And then just a few months ago, she lost her mom. So she's had series of losses already. She's had her life disrupted in a drastic way. But if you meet this woman in person, you will be amazed. Amazed at the huge smile that's always on her face, her ability, and always this joyous spirit she carries around her. And she's always willing to help people. She's always the first to show up, to aid people, to just do whatever it needs to make other people feel comfortable in life. And you'll be like, is this the same person that is going through all this series of challenges, that's had to face loss after loss, that is having her life disrupted, that's having to raise her children by herself, something she didn't plan at this stage of her life just because of a freak accident that made her to lose her husband. So she's been able to overcome a lot of life's debilitating challenges with strength, and also with so much grace and pure joy. And for me, it's so inspiring. And sometimes I'm amazed by it. And that's why I wanted to have this conversation with her, because, we talk about, breaking the bias and stuff, and the way people view women that are widows and stuff, and make them feel like they don't have the wherewithal to be able to do many things. It is such a wrong concept, because this woman is an epitome of strength. She is strong, she is brilliant, she is beautiful on the inside and outside, and she always has a smile on her face. So hopefully we'll be able to hear from her, because honestly, she has a lot of wealth of wisdom to share with us all. And also we will learn a thing or two about having the right perspective. If you were here at the beginning of the show, she talked about the one word that has constantly stayed with her is gratitude. So if you get to speak to her, you will know that yes, she's not just saying it. She's living from a vantage point of gratitude. She's grateful to God for all that He has been able to do for her. She's grateful for the kind of people He has also brought to be able to support her and also to encourage her on this her journey, despite the challenges she's faced. So when you hear
And the
some
both
people
guys
say
are talking
certain things,
forever.
hi, can you hear me? Hello, Esesua, can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Can
think
you
in the car. Mm.
Okay.
So we'll just be like,
Hello.
one of the conversation will just be like, I had to move from.
Okay, I'll just wait for her. I think she's having a conversation with someone else in the room, and I'll wait for her to come back again. So, let me
We're not
see.
even hearing what she's even saying.
Hello,
And like we said,
hello,
we have 30, we have
hello,
30,
Esesua.
28 minutes, which is still not.
Hello, Esesua. I
Hey,
can hear
Merola.
you. I can hear you. We've been listening to you having a conversation with someone. It's just crazy. This network is so annoying. But you see, that's just it. So I was talking about her story, whereby okay, so I'm also back now. So I guess it's just crazy network day for us here in this part of the world, but we're going to push through. So when you face your challenges in life, what is your mindset? What is your perspective that you have? Do you think that, oh my God, the whole world is conspiring against me right now? Nothing is going my way. Just when I thought that this was my time for me to start to move ahead and grow in my business and grow in this area or whatever it is, now I'm just having challenges upon challenges upon challenges. Do you have the right perspective to be able to say that, okay, is this a test that I need to pass? Is this something that, even though it is not pleasant, I will become better off for it? I've shared my story with you guys. I went through 10 years of domestic violence. It's not something I wish on anybody in the world, not even my worst enemy. But I look at it now from a perspective whereby I see that the woman that I am right now, the leader that I am right now, would not have emerged if I had not gone through those challenges that I faced in those 10 years of having to face domestic violence, raise two young children, and run a global business. Okay. So it also showed me the depth of character that I have. It also allowed me to be able to see that I'm stronger than what I thought I was. And also to be able to know that regardless of whatever I face, if my faith is unshakable in God, that He is always able to do the impossible, then that means there's always a way out for me. So, my perspective was always that if there is a challenge, there is a corresponding solution. And that solution that I need lies within me. So I had to start to look inwards because I always felt like, oh, you know what? Maybe it's this or maybe it's that. So I had a habit of looking externally for answers whenever I face challenges. So one of the things I needed to change was to change my perspective and start to look inwards and start to ask myself the deeper questions that needed to be answered. Okay, what is the root cause of this challenge? How did this challenge come to play? Is this something that I brought upon myself, or is this something that I have zero control over? So, therefore, what can I do to ensure that I overcome the situation? Many times, many of us have this, oh, woe betide me attitude. And it's something that I've done as well. So I know this for a fact, right? That this happened, my house burned down, my marriage disintegrated, well, the bank that I had my money in, or the pension scheme that I had a lot of my money invested in went bankrupt, and I lost all my savings, and I lost all the things that I felt I had worked hard for to be able to ensure that I have something to keep me in my time of rest in life at my oldest age, or for my children educational fund, whatever it is, right? We've all been let down by stuff. We've had people that have suddenly had like illnesses that have kept them out of work or business. They're unable to do anything. They can't function properly because of this illness. Then you start to look at yourself and look at life in a way that can be either from a positive point of view or from the negative. And then you start to say, wow, why am I going through this right now? Why me of all people? And rather than have a pity party for yourself for a long time, Why don't you think about changing your perspective and saying that, okay, am I looking at this from the glass empty point of view, whereby I feel like it is because I am challenged, things are happening to me that should not be happening? Let me see if we can get Esesua back, and I hope we can hear her. So, hello, Esesua, can you unmute just for me to know if you can hear me?
Merola, can you hear me?
Yes, I can now that you've unmuted. Hi, sis.
Okay, so what happened was I was somewhere else, and I thought coming to where I was earlier on would make everywhere quiet. Do you understand? And unfortunately, I just discovered that they said the office I came to, there is an embassy around there that has a network blocker or something like that. So I am
Oh,
telling you the truth. So when I kept on asking them what's happening, why this is the first time I've been using my network and I can't connect, and then they were like, "Oh my!" They just remembered that there's a blocker. So I'm even using my phone now. I'm sure you guys can see I'm in the car. I do apologize, but I guess it was just God's own way of letting us understand that you know what, in life we plan things one way, and then challenges come. And for those that are watching, you can see that myself and Merola, we did not give up. We're not, like you said, flustered. We're just still grateful and faithful in God's goodness that the show continues.
yes, and I'm
So
super glad
yeah, so I'm
that
sure you
we
can see
can
I'm in the
see you.
car, so I'm driving, going somewhere else where I guess the network will just continue to be stable.
We can hear you and see you clearly. So we are doing.
Yay!
Woohoo! Yes. So there you go. So I
Yeah,
heard a little bit of your backstory from there while you were away. I was talking about some of the challenges that you had to overcome, that you had lost your husband due to your feet accidents, sleeping in the bathroom. So
yeah,
not due to illness or anything. And then you've had to change career paths because of the certain demands upon your life. Then just a few months ago, you lost your mom. There's been like a
yeah,
solid rock in
okay,
your life. And I was telling
true,
them that you are somebody that you are not defined by the losses or the challenges you faced in life. I remember distinctively meeting you and then finding out that you just lost your husband a few months ago. And I was flabbergasted because I was like, you've got to be kidding me, right? Because you always have this huge smile on her face that you guys can see is the kind of smile she has all the time, in and out of season. It is crazy, honestly. And I was I was more shocked and devastated than her that went through the challenge because I was like, what? You kidding me? And she was just smiling and saying, no, it's okay, Marola, it's okay. I
yeah.
was like, why are you comforting me? I should be comforting you. And I said, tell us what is it that allows you to have this right perspective to be able to overcome life's challenges that you face.
So every time I'm on a show, I always thank God for my mom. So this is the first time I'm going to be on the show, thanking God for my mom, and my mom is no longer here. It's hard thinking of my mom as no longer here. I still see my mom as she's here. I listen to her subconsciously. I try to remember things that she tells me. And growing up with my mom had raised us to be followers of Christ. Now we're Catholics, so you can imagine as far back as when young, being a Catholic wasn't really. People thought we didn't even know God, or they felt we were not spiritual. They felt we didn't know the Bible. But in my mom's own way, my mom had a way of letting us understand the power of God in our lives, letting us understand the difference between religion and spirituality. Letting us
Mm,
know that there is a higher being, and that's God. And it was until I got older I realized that my mom used to use a lot of Bible verses. So there was this particular one she would say anytime my mom would have gone through something really, really difficult or hard, and the next moment she's smiling. I'm like, Mommy, why are you're the one I just saw going through this. How come you're smiling and you're ready to go to work? And then she'd be like, oh, say, Esesua, I always say this thing to myself that a peace of mind and heart that passeth all understanding, be with me. And growing up as a child, that was something I just always used to say to myself, that the peace of mind and heart that passeth all human understanding will continually be with me. I never understood or I never I never even knew it was a verse until I think maybe 5 years ago when my late husband passed. No, 6 years ago when my late husband passed. During that period, I would always just to say it again that a peace of mind. And then I think I was going through. So a friend of mine got me this book that had short verses that were very meaningful. And one of those days, I just saw peace of mind and heart that passed all understanding. And I was like, oh my God. So this thing my mom had always said to me, was a Bible verse, and that was when I even took it more seriously, And ever since, like I've said, that has just been one thing where, I would just always be like, I'm going through something right now, and I'm like, Father, you know what? I just genuinely need that peace of mind and heart that passes all human understanding. And if you remember, I told you when you asked me what my one word was, and I said it's always so difficult to trade away, and that has just been gratitude. My mom also taught me that you always just be grateful. So when things are hard growing up as a child, instead of my mom saying we can't afford, my mom would say things like, we thank God that we even have the mouth to be able to eat. And so my mom would say, you know what, we'll get the food, we'll find the food, we'll find a way. So I grew up with a very, very, very strong woman who, taught me so much to always just be happy, laughing. Even right now, when I'm sad, I would always still hear her at the back of my head saying, Saisy, be of good cheer. Don't allow anyone or anything rob your joy, steal your happiness. People don't understand. They keep on saying you're strong, you're strong, you're strong. They don't understand that there are times I have my own low moments. But because I have these things, because I was raised in this particular way, I I've tried my best to also raise my children in that manner as well. Now I remember the day my late husband passed, there was one thing I know I told myself, and I said, Father, you know what? I am not going to be defined by the fact that I have lost a husband, and so I will never name myself a widow. If they're doing programs for widows, if they're saying, oh, widows come together, come, I said, Father, you know what? I would instead help others rather than allow that be a name, and then I will not be the one, and it's been amazing. Do I have moments where I'm down or I'm sad or all of that? Yes, I do. We're going to the one at the left where I'm sad or yes, I do. But at the end of the day, when I remember that I'm grateful to God for so many things. Like you said, I have three soldiers, two adults and a teenager, and I've raised them with the help of my in-laws because my in-laws are awesome people. I would not say it's only me. The help of my in-laws, I've raised my kids. But most times I always tell myself, I say, no, 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 no. Sorry, guys, sorry, I was saying the others to 24. You didn't hear me? Yes. So I've raised my kids, with the same thing of being spiritual, knowing God, knowing that there is no challenge, there's nothing. It's for those who are Christians, if you know the story of Job, I tell God now, I'm always like, Father, I know I'm faithful, I know I love you, but please, I'm asking God, don't give me Job's challenge.
Mm.
Because look at what Job went through. He was he was on his own, no. It was God that showed him off to the devil and said, you see this one, he can never deny me. So the main thing for me is my spirituality. Honestly, that's just the main thing. Knowing that I have somebody up there higher than I am who takes care of everything. Even when I think that, or I know that I don't have, but I know that he always has a way of, you know, providing for me. You said something that I had to change my career path. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. God knows. People that know me know that I've always wanted to run my own businesses. But somewhere along the line, after he passed, everybody was like, you can't rely, especially with the economy of today, the way Nigeria is, get a job, get a job, get a job. You will not believe that the job I got after his passing was an entry level job that was paying me close to God knows. Compared to somebody, this me that I've been earning so much, and then all of a sudden, I'm now I'm now in a place where people that would not even be in my training class because I wouldn't even find them maybe up to scratch. Do you understand? Being in my training class, now being the ones giving me instructions, telling me what to do. But you know what? I had to learn. I had to still be grateful to God because during the lockdown, when people had no food to eat, my low income were still being paid to me throughout lockdown. And so remember, guys, I still had to show gratitude. God's plan, we never ever know or understand it. But once we're able to just leave our minds open and say, Father, I follow your will, may your will be done. Trust me, the road may not be easy, but at the end of the day, we conquer.
Wow. I'm just like, I'm smiling because nobody knew what my one word of the week was going to be. You didn't know. And
Yeah.
I said faith, and you've just shared about the faith that you've had to have in the higher power, and believing that you know
Yeah.
what, that God is going to be there for you no matter what. And
No
then
matter what.
you also highlighted something. You talked about your mom, and you
Yeah.
talked about your in-laws. And for me, I also took out of it the fact that that is the power of the right association speaking
True.
into us, teaching us things, because we are a product of the people we surround ourselves with.
Very
We're a
true.
product of the people
Very
we
true.
listen to. So it could be the people that are our mentors, our guides, whether spiritual, whether familiar. And
Very true. Very
if you
true.
had the wrong kind of guide, the wrong kind of
Of people.
association,
Yeah. Yeah.
it colors the perspective you have when you have challenges, because your
True.
mom taught you to see things from a positive light, and that is what has helped you despite all the kind of crazy challenges that has come your way in life. So
True.
for
True.
me,
True.
I look at it as to the fact that beyond our own human strength, sometimes we are so weak that we need that extra strength so we can get the divine strength of God, and then we can get the strength of the people around us. So imagine if you're surrounded
So
by
that's so true.
people that are constantly negative and stuff.
Negative.
They'll just make the situation worse for you, because they'll tell
True.
you, oh, you're going to struggle now, or you don't have a husband anymore. Your mom that used to help you out.
Especially in Nigeria where it comes to widows. I feel really, really pain for the way widows are treated in Nigeria. They need to believe that they're invalids. You understand? And
Yes.
you know, like you said,
Okay,
it's,
we've lost
you know,
us
some
for a bit.
no, 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 no. And also grateful to God for friends like you get. So yeah, like you said, have the right people around us. It helps a whole lot.
And as we're ending up this month, as with the topic of breaking the bias, that's another bias that needs to be broken. So I mentioned it earlier that certain people in certain cadence have been put in boxes, that made to feel like, what, they are not useful members of society. So you mentioned the fact that there's this bias that exists because of the fact that people see widows in a certain light. They see them as women that do not have the additional strength and support of their husbands anymore. So see them as something is missing. So it's very essential for us to be able to break that bias, to know that because a woman loses her husband doesn't mean that she's less of who she is, or less capable, or less brilliant,
Yep.
or less, you know,
Sure.
she
Sure.
can still do all the things
Yeah.
she
So
can
now that
do.
you actually mentioned the yeah. Sorry, now that you actually mentioned the part about less brilliance, that was also something that was amazing that happened to me. That it was actually the period when I had just finished my 40 days mourning. I started my ICANN journey, and
Mhm.
we got on my side. I became a chartered accountant in less than a year. So you can imagine, as in, there's nothing we cannot do once we set our minds to it, and that's just the truth. That's just the truth.
Very, very true. And at that point in time, I know many people were even discouraging you from taking that exam, because they were like, oh, people that are even in the right frame of mind and stuff, they fail, and you are going through this crisis and challenges. How can you want to take this professional exam? You're going to fail and stuff. And you proved them all wrong. You didn't fail. You were able to pass this exam that many people fail, even though they don't have any challenges in life. You showed people that because you became a widow all of a sudden, that was not going to be something to hold you back from becoming a chartered accountant. So it's also from this perspective that you had that, okay, I have this time on my hand right now. I don't want to focus on the wrong things. I don't want to focus on the grief of losing my husband. This time that I have right now, let me use it to do something positive. I've always wanted to do this. I've always wanted to take this exam. Let me take this exam right now. And you did it. And you proved not just to yourself what you were capable of, you also prove to your children, because I remember distinctively it was the same time your son was right,
My
your
my
second
second
son
son
was
was
writing
writing
his
senior
own
YX. So
senior
true.
YX exam. And he
So
kept
true.
on
The second
saying,
yeah.
if my mom can write a chartered account
I,
external
yeah.
exam, despite all these things that are going on around us right now, then I have zero excuse for not
Yeah.
excelling at my WIEC exams. I cannot forget
True.
that statement that your son made.
True.
So, and it stayed with me because I was like, this is how a woman is showing her inner strength to encourage the people around her. You encouraged your son, you encouraged the people around you, your friends, others to know that, yes, life threw you a curveball, but you chose to stay strong. You chose to take the lemons that life gave you and you turned it into a fantastic, sweet, delightful lemonade. Because many times we cannot predict or control everything that happens to us in life, but we can control our reactions and our responses to what life throws at us. Can you still hear me, Esesua? You're muted. I'm just glad that we've been able to get her to speak finally for a bit of a time, even if we don't get her to speak for the entire show. At least she's gotten to be able to speak, which was like, the network was just trying to mess this all up, but we refused to give up. So I said, what do you have to say to that? I said, isn't it interesting that it's even in our weak vantage points that we're able to encourage people the most, in the time of our challenges, how we've overcome them, how we've faced them speaks more to people than when things are good and great in our lives. Can you hear me? She had to move location, so she's walking around in our office. I don't know if she can.
I'm working around to see where the network can be better. Yep. You got it right.
Yes, I guessed as much because it was so good when you were outside, and then once you got inside the building,
So I'm
it
going back
transferred.
outside because it was actually better out. Yep. So I'm going back
Yes, when
outside.
you were outside, close to the gate, it was so clear.
Yep.
If I could, I would have
So I'm
kept you
doing that.
in
I'm
the
going back
car
out.
so you could stay in the car. Because when I was in the car, it was perfect.
Yeah. So I'm outside now. Hoping it's clearer. But I think it's
Yeah, we can
clearer
hear.
now, right? As I'm outside.
Well, at least if we don't really care much about, at least as long as we can hear you, that's the most important.
Yeah. So I'll stay here. Okay. So I think this is fair enough. Yeah. So far as
Yes,
you can hear me, you can hear me, right?
yes, I can, ma'am.
Oh, cool. So, like we said, it was divine that the show was this way, just letting us know that there'll be challenges, but you know what, we'll move on. Cause trust
Yes.
me, I'm sure some other person would have just said, "What the flip?" and be like, "You know what, Marilla, I'm not doing this. Bye." And even you yourself could have been like, "Okay, guys, you know what? See, guys." But it was amazing how you were able to still keep the audience going, despite the fact that we're having those challenges and all of that. And it just genuinely tells us that, hey, you know what? Challenges will always come. They will
Mm-hmm.
always come. They will always come. Where am I now? I still go through challenges. I was having a conversation with my first son, and he was like, "Mama, you know what? I'm having growing up. I'm growing up, And I was like, dude, you would always have challenges. I was like, as I'm talking to you as your mom, this last week I've gone through my own challenge, so they would always come. But the thing is, how do we kind of like get up and say, okay, challenge, I'm dealing with you, I'm moving, you understand? And, but at the end of the day, it's just gratitude and faithfulness.
I was saying while you were walking around that, isn't it amazing to see that it is how we overcome our challenges that speaks more volume to people than the challenge itself? Because
Yeah,
everybody goes through certain challenges, and some of the challenges are similar in its sense, maybe not exactly the same. So you'd be like, "Oh, I had a financial crisis, or I had a
true.
loss of a spouse or family member." but the way we overcome them, the process of how we navigate it is what speaks to people. So, the
Very,
way
very
you've been
true.
able to overcome your challenges with this huge smile on your face, with this level of vulnerability to say that sometimes it's okay for me not to be okay, but I'm also okay with the fact that I know that I'm going to get through this, because this is not a final bus stop, and I'm
True,
not building a tent on this problem.
true.
So many times, we feel like the challenges that come our way is the end of us. It's what's going to derail us completely from the
Yeah,
lofty goals or visions and dreams that we have. And that is the wrong perspective. That's why we say changing your perspective, changing your mindset to say that, you know what, it could be a test that I need to pass for me to be able to grow to become the next version of myself I need for my higher version on higher
true,
growth path that I'm going to take in life. And I
true.
mentioned earlier on the show, Esesua, while you were having network challenges, that the woman that I am today is a combination of the challenges that I had to go through, especially when I faced my 10 years domestic violence challenge. And I always say that the mindset I have now, the attitude that I have now is so different, because the version of me prior to the abuse and the version of me now are worlds apart. So I'm a much more, tolerant person. I'm a much more opened person now. I tend to see people's pain and resonate with the pain a lot easier than before, because I always used to feel like, oh, this kind of people that this kind of things happen to is because something is lacking in them, right? So
Yeah,
for
yeah,
me
true,
to go through the same thing when
true,
nothing was seemingly lacking with me, I was,
true.
doing well in terms of finances, whatever, came from a good, rich family. To go through all that, it showed that sometimes it has nothing to do with
To do with
who
you.
you
No, it's
are
not. Yeah,
or
it
the
has nothing to do
level of
with you.
accomplishments you've attained in life. If the devil wants to wreak havoc in your life, he will do it. And that's why I love that you mentioned Job, that Job was innocent. Job did nothing
On his
wrong,
own, no, doing nothing. Yeah, serving God religiously and
you know.
spiritually, doing everything right. And it was like, this one,
Mhm.
today I deal with
Because sometimes you
you.
start to blame yourself. Oh, is it because I did this? Is it because of sin? Is
Yeah,
it because of that?
yeah,
Is it because,
yeah,
I've not been faithful in paying my tithes or whatever? You start
true,
to try second guess what's going wrong. Or is it because I've not been eating enough vegetables that I got this sickness and all kinds of, you just start to wonder that, did I bring it
true.
upon myself? And it's so important for us to not play the blame game,
The
or
blame game.
continue
Yeah,
or
true,
continue to
true,
just,
true.
be so hard on ourselves when we're going through challenges. I mentioned earlier that the solution we seek many times lies within us, because our mindset is our biggest tool. So if we have an empowering mindset, we're able to see things from a different perspective that will allow us to be able to see the solution that will solve our problem part time. And also, it will tell us that, hey, your ego is the problem at the moment. Because just
True.
as you rightly said, when you had to pivot and take a paid job just to be able to sustain yourself at that point in time, many people's ego will say to them that, no, I'm not going backwards.
Do you
That is going
understand? On top
backwards.
of how, as in how much do you get? Yeah,
Yeah,
true,
that I can't
true.
be taking this amount of money and then getting people that are way less than me in qualification experience to now be telling me what to do
What to
and be
do?
my
Yeah,
bosses. But you had the right perspective to say, okay, you know what? I will do this for a season. It's for a
yeah,
season. You knew that was not going to be the end of your
forever.
entrepreneurial
True.
journey, but for a season. So I want you to share something with the people right now that are struggling. They're struggling mentally, struggling financially, struggling emotionally. They just want to give up and quit on themselves because they're like, this is just too much for me to bear. What can you say to encourage them right now, Assessor?
So, I know everybody is on a different level of spirituality with their God, but for me, I would always still bring it back to the God factor. Honestly, I would always still, because whether you're Christian, Muslim, atheist, Buddhist, whatever it is, there's still someone higher that you look up to and you respect, you understand, and you feel
Mm-hmm.
this person is the one who controls. And if we all try to understand different religions, we all know that there is just two key things: respecting that higher being, loving your neighbor as you love yourself, and loving that higher being. And once there is love, trust me, once you love yourself, now I don't want people to think that, oh, I'm just saying all of this because I've not had my struggles. When my mom passed, that was the worst thing ever that could happen to me. I was at that point where I was like, okay, do you know what? I had four options. Do I drown myself in going back to God, say, Father, you know what, help me a whole lot because I need you the most now? Or do I go on to drugs? I don't do drugs, but there's always a first.
Mm-hmm.
Do I start taking alcohol? Or do I just say, you know what, let me just throw myself into sex? So I had four options: to either go back to God more, become an alcoholic, start taking drugs, or just be a sex addict. But like I said, this was something that started with me, my mom, as a young child, and it became a habit of relying on God. Some people might think it's cliche, but it works because it still brings us back to your word, Mirola, faith. And what is faith? Just believing in a higher being able to do the impossible. We're all many gods. It's just that sometimes we don't even understand the power that we even have within ourselves. So once you love yourself, you definitely can love God and love others, and you will know that you shouldn't allow yourself do things that will destroy that temple that God has given you, that it's you, your body, you, yourself. It's not easy. I'm not going to lie, it's not easy. But once you start it, it becomes a habit. And before you know it, when it happens, okay, there's a reason why this happened. I'm sure you know this thing where they say, allow your mess become a message and allow your test become a testimony. The first time I heard that, I was like, what the flip are you telling me? Why are you telling me those things? But today I understand that my mess is a message that I'm sharing with people today, and my tests are testimonies that I'm sharing with people today. So I just really hope this helps anyone out there. So I'm not seeing Merola again, hoping it's not network. I can't see you, Merola.
Okay, sorry about that. This has been a very interesting show, honestly, because despite the fact that Esesua had network challenges, this is the first time that I've also had battery outage on my laptop because I've got no power at the moment in my home. So, ladies and gentlemen, life will always throw you curveballs, challenges, obstacles. How do you overcome them? Having the right perspective will allow you to be able to overcome whatever challenges that come your way with the right attitude. Your attitude does matter. Once again, my name is Madame Merola, and it's been such a privilege and an honor to be here with you today. And this show itself has been a trial of challenges, and it is just showing that there is nothing we cannot overcome in life if we choose to have the right attitude and the right perspective about things. No matter what challenge you're facing right now, just believe that you have the power to overcome it. You have what it takes, and you must not give up on yourself. Don't give up or quit on your plans, because the solution lies within you, and also you can always have a story to tell about how you overcame the challenges in your life. Thank you once again for joining me today on Live a Phenomenal Life Show. On behalf of my guests, as well, I also want to say a big thank you to you all. Take care of yourself, be good to you, and make sure you end this month of March powerfully and enter into the month of April with the right attitude and also with faith, knowing that all things are possible if only you can believe. You are phenomenal. Live a phenomenal life always and do you 100% unapologetically. My name is Madame Merola and I bid you a wonderful Monday. Thank you for watching and I wish you the very best always. Take care and bye bye.